Last red light.
Yeah.
Super Duty Tough Work. Podcast. Show.
We here.
Whatever you want to call it. We're that.
Yes, sir.
Doing the damn thing. No matter what.
No matter what.
Can't be stopped.
Nope.
Can't be slowed down.
Nope.
Can't be quarantined.
You already know.
Can't be boxed in.
Yeah, man.
We just keep podcasting.
We just keep it going. Through this whole quarantine, like,
I think we're the only people to keep it going.
to keep it going every week.
Every week.
Every week.
We missed maybe one.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with all this.
Nah. We just took a break.
Don't need a week off.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Just took a break.
Yeah, scheduling shit. But I think even that week we tried to do it.
Yeah.
It just was
It
like,
just didn't work. Yeah.
So we here for all our loyal listeners. We appreciate y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, things have been a little weird because, you know, I think a good portion of our audience, you know, listens to us during their commute.
Right. Going to work, coming home.
Yeah. And so without the commute, you know, our numbers ain't exactly what they was before.
Right.
But we still kicking ass.
Yes.
And we're still consistent. And we appreciate the support through all of this. And, you know, coming soon, we're going to have more ways for you guys to support us this year. And we're just going to keep on winning.
Right.
You know, trying to get everybody in the right state of mind.
Mm-hmm.
So how you doing today, Mr. Glass?
Good, man. I'm awesome.
Yeah.
Woke up a little late this morning
Yeah.
because I was up late last night.
You streaming last night.
Yeah. Streaming pretty heavy.
Yeah, you did the weightless tribute to
Weightless
weightless.
tribute, you know what I'm saying?
I caught a good amount of it.
Man, we got so many joints, man.
I know, man. It was like hearing you talk about it. It was like, man, I need to write the book.
Yeah, like the book needs to be written because there's so many things that like I don't remember or I wasn't always there for, you know what I mean? But it's so much shit, man.
It'll be
like,
called The Rise and Fall of Weightless Recordings.
Hey.
The little label that could. You know, and it'll tell like the Columbus history of hip hop, you know, and everything, and just like the whole story, man. But yeah, he was like, yo, friend was like the RZA. The RZA of the Weightless.
Yeah, man.
I was like, yeah, I really was. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man. You was fucking booking agent. You was producer. You was fucking manager. I mean, all of that shit. You know, publicist.
Yeah. Many hats.
Yeah, all of that. You know, but yeah, it was great to do that and just thinking about all the shit that we accomplished. Yeah, all the shit that we did. Like we was the first to the door in a lot of shit.
Oh hell yeah. You
know what I'm saying? I think Cass be sleeping on us a little bit, but you know,
a little bit. But you know what, man? It's the game.
King no crown, man. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
You know,
thank you.
You know,
thank you. You know, like you know a little bit, but you know, you got to think, man. Like, how many of our peers are still here?
Right.
From this city.
Right.
Doing what we're doing.
Right.
Still releasing music that's dope.
Yeah.
Still have people who care.
Yes. Not a lot. Very few.
Very few. We started with a lot of people.
Lots of people.
Yeah, and we've been going for over 20 years now.
Yeah, man. So it's different.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah. So, you know, we're thankful for that, man. And we're going to continue to kick everybody's ass.
Yeah, man. Just do what we do. Just do what we do.
Got 24 years to put my foot up y'all's ass.
You know what I'm saying?
At least. You know, so, this week we're going to talk about something that, you know, we talk about these things very frequently, and it is books, reading. You know, we've done episodes about specific books. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, every year or two, I think we got to just kind of do a definitive book list. Yeah,
some of these I ain't read, so I'm gonna have to hit Amazon real quick.
Yeah. So we got like a list of 10 books, you know, that I think, you know, artists should read at some point. The books ain't even necessarily about art,
right?
But I do think that they would help you in your art, your creative endeavors. And, you know, we're going to talk about the books. We're going to talk about why you should be reading them, you know, what our thoughts on them. And after that, we're going to just, let you get your Amazon wish list up.
Right.
And we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Word.
We got you stuck off the realness, the most infamous, you heard of us. Official podcast murderers, the show comes equipped with viewpoints to share. Grown man ideas for all those who care and want to grow, so go ahead and download. every single week with a brand new episode. You're not alone in this world, cousin. So we share information and honest discussion and keep repping a culture like we supposed to. They spread gossip, but they never come close to. I can hear it inside their tone. They talk about the industry, but never left their home. You get laced up with bullet points and such, plus empowering topics that they never would touch. You can put your whole network against the team, but Super Duty Tough Work's the MVP. Most valuable podcast on MP3. Priceless info, but all of it's free. So take these words home and think them through. Super Duty Tough Work is coming at you. You are now listening to Super Duty Tough Work with your host, Blueprint. Raw and uncut. Adult conversations. No shucking, no jiving, and no bullshit.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Super Duty Tough Work.
Back at you.
Despite the adversity and challenges from spam callers. Scam likelies. We're going to keep podcasting.
Yeah.
Because, you know, this is who the fuck we are. It's in us. This week, we're talking about the definitive book list. The Super Duty book list for artists.
Yeah.
Book number 1.
This is a good book.
This book is called The Power of Broke, and it's by Daymond John.
Fubu.
Fubu.
For us, by us.
Right. Those of you who are hip hop heads and a little older, remember Fubu.
Yes.
LL definitely, helped them crack off back in the day.
Right.
But Daymond John is the original creator of the Fubu clothing line. And I think he might not be a billionaire, but he's got to be close.
Oh, he's got to be pretty close.
Entrepreneur, clothing, retail. He's on Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Heavily, influenced by, the hip hop clothing era, right? Like we had our own little boutique joints popping off.
Yep.
Fubu, cross colors.
Yeah, cross colors was a joint. Yeah. And he checked.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Remember Diodora's shoes?
Yep.
Diodora's was fire. But yeah, so Daymond John, he's been around. He's got quite a few books, but this book, The Power of Broke, it tells his story. But it tells it from the perspective of all the challenges that he had during his career in fashion and getting to where he's at. But he talks about how many obstacles he had to overcome without having money.
Right.
And so he goes through all these stories about how not having certain things prompted him to get more creative.
Right.
Not being able to pay certain seamstresses made sure that he learned how to sew.
Right. Yeah, can't pay nobody, gotta do it yourself.
Yeah, gotta do it yourself. Yeah. So it's like he was learning all of these different skills and different things simply because he was broke.
Right.
This book is not even that long. It's probably about, I listened to it. I had the audio version.
Okay.
And so I think I had it during a drive to Detroit or something. I was done by the time I got back. It was pretty quick. But the book is deep. And the reason I recommend this book to people is because the power of broke is such a powerful statement.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you've been an artist at any point, you know what's up with the power of broke.
Oh, yeah, you've been broke.
Hip hop is based on the broke.
Yeah, you might be broke now.
Probably. you listen to this, I'm broke.
Right. How do I make this shit I want to make?
Yeah,
and I'm broke.
Yeah. This book is inspirational in that sense. It will have you like, damn, I gotta get more creative.
It also have you like, I don't got no excuse.
Exactly.
I don't got no excuse. I don't got no money, but I got a mind.
Yes.
I got hands.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Bruh, like Daymond John was doing stuff like, just to get hip hop. He was so broke, he couldn't even give his clothes to hip hop artists. He had to give it to him for a photo shoot and ask for it back.
Yep. Because they were prototypes.
Yeah, he was like, I literally can't get it to you, LL. Like
I just made this yesterday in my mom, because he had to use his mom's crib for his warehouse. You know what I'm saying? I just made this at the mom's crib yesterday. This is the only one I got.
Right. He talks about having like he had this cargo van or whatever. And he was just using it like bootleg Uber before Uber.
Yep.
Just to take people to work.
Take people,
around New York City. Yo, man, he hustled his ass off. He's not one of those guys who came from anything.
Right.
And he truly allowed his circumstances not to be seen as something that crippled him, but as something that made him more creative.
Right.
That shit is just so dope to me, man.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And, I would recommend this book to all artists. If you're sitting at home right now, you're thinking, man, if I only had more money, I could do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
We all have those thoughts. But a lot of times when we think in terms of that, we ignore creative solutions to our problems.
Right.
We want to take financial, solutions. And when you get rid of the financial option, that's when you dig deep and come up with some fly shit.
Yeah, because you got to think like, okay, how can I accomplish what I want to accomplish? I mean, really, any business is like, what do I want? How can I accomplish these things with as little money possible?
Yes.
That's how businesses work anyway. That's how they make profit.
Yep.
So even if you're not necessarily completely broke, you don't want to spend everything.
No.
So you want to go in like, how can I budget this to, in a way where I can still accomplish what I want to accomplish and not spend that much money or no money if possible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how you should approach everything, whether you got money or not.
Facts. But the issue with that is that some people, they look at success as a function of money. They, in the back of their minds, they're thinking the only thing that separates me from that person is money.
Yeah.
But they're not looking at all the things that person is doing that don't even cost money.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they may be further along than you, but do you deal with people the way they deal with people?
Right.
Do you have relationships that they have?
So with your soft skills.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So with your soft skills.
We just talked about that. Go back one episode. If your soft skills ain't cracking, then don't be just saying it's about money.
Right.
Right? Like having those skills and those relationships and that creativity when it comes to problem solving is some shit that can really help you take your shit to the next level. But you're not going to see it if you're just thinking, I just want somebody to write the check.
Yeah.
And I can win.
Yeah.
And then once you get the check, let's say you come into some money, you're just going to fuck it over.
You go blow it. Because you don't know what to do with it. You have no creative thoughts like, okay, I really only need to spend $100 for this.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I can do what I need to do. You're going to spend $1,000 just because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You ain't done your research. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just thinking you throwing money at the situation and that's going to fix it. It's not.
Yeah. Our careers are perfect examples of that. Like no one can look and say, yo, Prince, y'all had all the high, big budget shit. We didn't.
Nah.
Never did. But we always got, you know what I'm saying, what we needed to get out there. We were effective in our marketing. Oh, we ain't got all the money to pay for radio ads. Okay, well, then we just go hit the streets and put these flyers in people's hands one by one.
Yeah.
It's more work. It's harder. But shit, I'd rather pay $100 for 1,000 flyers or 2,000 flyers than to pay $600 for a radio spot.
Yeah, that people might or might not listen. My fans ain't even listening to the radio like that, really.
Come on, man.
Let's keep it all the way funky.
Yeah. But people who see things primarily from through the lens of finance will think radio.
Yeah, TV. Yeah.
That's how you get the word out to. But then you have this broad thing, but you're not specifically targeting your people.
Correct.
And so when you get creative with your solutions, you're able to target your people more specifically and cheaper. And so you don't need money. That's what this book is about.
Yeah.
So read this book and be inspired by this book.
Word.
It's number one. Book number 2 on a definitive Super Duty book list.
Another good one.
The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. We've talked about this book.
Yeah, we talked about this book.
This might be one of the first books we spoke about on this podcast.
Yes.
This book is a definitive classic. It's not a long book. You can read it in a week.
Yeah.
It's probably 200 to 250 pages max. Easy read, small book. The premise of The Compound Effect is it's speaking about how the compound effect as it relates to finance applies to other areas of our lives.
Building.
Thank you.
Building something.
Building. Like when you look at what the compound effect is, it's saying, okay, you have this amount of money you start with, and then we're going to increase it by a small amount every day, maybe 1%, 3%, 6%, right? Yeah. And that might not seem like anything to the casual person. Well, who cares about 1%, man? I'm gonna have an extra $1. I got $100. I need more than that.
Right.
But the thing is that $101 now compounds, and then it becomes $103, it compounds, and eventually over a long period of time, you're way ahead of the people who never invested anything into the interest part of it.
Right.
The same principle applies to your career, to your creativity. When you put in work a little bit every day, you don't have to get out there and be in a studio for 6 hours a night to make something happen. I mentioned on a podcast a couple weeks ago that, hey, I work on my book 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
Some days I'll go hard and go 4, but the 2 hours I do it is focus. It's locked in. So like, I know that it's better for me to do that than over the course of a year. I got a whole book done.
Yeah.
300-page book.
Right.
The compound effect. I didn't sit there and try to write the whole thing in a month. I didn't sit there and try to edit it in a month. I sat and took a little bit out of time every day. But over the course of a year, that put me ahead of everybody else who was still talking about writing a book. Now, everybody was like, oh, man, I'm writing a new book. 2018, sorry. I started 2019. I'm done 2020.
Yeah.
I'm ahead of you now. The same thing goes for all of your creative projects. You got to start and just put in the work every day.
Yeah. You got to start small.
Yes.
Add a little piece.
A little bit.
A little piece here and there. You know, year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no telling where you'll be.
Yes.
I mean, it's like I talk to my kids about this with their math, you know, because in school, you start with addition and subtraction.
Yep.
Then you go to multiplication, division.
Yep.
Then everything else is just a product of those 4 curriculum. Even if you know, algebra, calculus, you still got to add. You got to know how to add, divide, subtract, and multiply. And all of that just completely compounds every year when you learn something new. So if you don't start small and if you don't master the little things, there's no way you can build.
Right. I mean, this podcast is a perfect example. I mean, shit, I was looking at your live stream the other day. Perfect example.
Yeah.
Like, if I look at the quality of your live stream 3 months ago,
right,
versus now, night and day. This shit is very crispy, my friend.
Thank you.
Looks very good.
Thank you.
Like, okay, my man's not playing. You know, when I saw it the time before, I was like, yeah, I wonder if he's gonna start doing the screen casting where he can, like, you know, when you were making the beats, and then I could tune back in and you were doing it. It's like, you know what, my man got it. He stepped it up. His audio sounds clean. It looks clean, but it wasn't the first time.
Nah.
Every time you did it, you add a little bit more.
A little something.
Yeah. So 3 months later, it's a quality product, but you didn't go out and just say, I got to get it all at once. You started. You became better at it. You learned the technology. You invested a little bit. And now 3 months later, your shit looks as good as anybody's.
Yeah.
And that's some shit for somebody who never fucked with it before.
Right.
This podcast. Another example. Hey, you look at how we was looking at the kitchen table.
Right.
Versus now. Back clean, son.
You know what I'm saying?
The boys is looking, you know what I'm saying, spiffy over here.
Super Duty Studios.
Come on,
you know what I mean?
The illustrious.
You know what I mean?
They can't fuck with the kids. Looking good.
Yeah.
But we've been podcasting for 5 years now.
Right.
You know, we did audio for fucking 3 or 4, and then we added video. But even the audio, if you go back and you compare the beginning to now, sounds better. Every time we buy a new recorder, you know, get another mic, better cable, preamp, you know, little shit that adds to it. Now, those who were just starting the podcast, who were just thinking about it 5 years ago, it looks like we just got good all of a sudden.
Right.
How y'all get all this thing looking this good? How y'all get all these followers?
Practice, man.
Yeah.
It's practice.
How y'all get all this engagement on your Instagram page? How? Little by little, we're seeing the benefits of the compounding investment in this podcast. Right. Same thing if you're an artist. Same thing applies to your craft. This book breaks it down with many examples.
It's great.
History. It's really great. It's not a financial book.
No.
You know,
it's a life book, really.
It's a life book. It's about taking time and carving out time to invest small amounts consistently over long periods of time and whatever it is that you want to see grow and how that benefits you.
Yeah, it's a great book.
Yeah, that's book number 2. That book is The Compound Effect, and it's by Darren Hardy. Okay, book number 3.
I have not read this one.
Yeah, I'm like, it's so short.
You told me about
this.
So
good.
You told me this.
Yeah,
you told me about this before.
You can read this in one day.
Yeah,
it's an afternoon read. You can read it in a few hours. I think it's only 70 pages.
Okay.
Yeah. So the next book, book number 3 is Who Moved My Cheese, and it's by Spencer Johnson. Now, This book is categorized as a financial book, as a business book. The book basically is a metaphor that uses this maze and the story of these three mice to tell a lesson in business, right? And so you have basically like one mouse who's just, so every day in this maze, they feed these mice. The food is at the same place every day. So the mice come in, okay, let's go there. We go figure it out. We're going to eat. Basically, one mice learns like, okay, well, shit, the food's going to be there every day. I don't got to do shit. I'm going to show up there every day. The other mice knows the food is there, but then he still explores the other shit. Basically, the story is about these two mice and their experience and what happens to them as a result of assuming that some shit's going to be there every day.
And it is not.
And it's not.
Right.
Because they take the cheese away and then you get to see who's who. This book is dope because it's really a metaphor for our careers. Whenever you do something, you start to get comfortable, whether it's with your fan base, your followers, you know, right? Like your audience, what you make, the kind of what you would rhyme over the side. You're assuming that cheese is going to be there every day.
Right.
That doing the same thing will get you the same results. This book is really, really dope at articulating how you can go wrong and how these mindsets impact people at all levels. Because you read it, you thinking it's really a story about mice. It's not.
Yeah.
It's a business book.
Yeah.
It's dope.
Sounds really dope.
Yeah, it's dope. You gotta read it. It's
Yeah.
it's only like 70 pages, man.
Yeah, I can probably read that today.
I would let you borrow mine, but books don't come back to me when I loan them. My books just don't come back. I
Do I
promise.
have any of yours?
I don't know.
I think I gave.
You might have gave it back. I can't remember.
I know I had one that I know I gave it back.
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah.
Probably not. You fools don't be giving back my books, man. I had to stop loaning out my books, man.
Hey, man.
People do not give them back. So I was like, look, I'm just gonna buy you the book.
Here.
Yeah. So when people ask me to borrow a book, I just get on Amazon. Like, all right,
What's your address? It's only $5.
It's only $5. I'd rather just buy you the book than let you get mine and be mad at you.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Where's my book?
Well, it sounds dope though.
Yeah, it's a dope book. So if you're an artist, read that book. And it's at every library. It's not like it's a very old book, at least 30, 40 years old.
Okay.
So read that book. Number 4 book on the definitive book list. This
Awesome
is one
book.
we've talked about before.
Awesome book.
This book is called Platform, and it's by Michael Hyatt.
Yes.
You've read this book.
I just retouched this book when I was starting with the streaming and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I went back to this book like, okay, there's a couple things I remembered about it.
Yeah.
But I was like, I need to, just freshen up. It's kind of like a reference book for me. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever you're building a platform or, starting to improve your own, like going back to this book and like checking different principles and things like that. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing.
That's dope. Yeah, I agree. It's about business, right? But it can be applied to anything. Yeah. Like no matter what you do, if you're in public or you're trying to establish a following and get your word out, right, you have to have a platform. This book is about how to build your platform. It gives you dozens and dozens of things you can be doing. Yes. And tells you specifically how to build it consistently, professionally, and just not even, it's just straightforward. Yeah. It's not even a technical book.
No, it's not a hard read at all.
No, it's a very easy read. It's by Michael Hyatt. Michael Hyatt also has a podcast that I used to listen to quite a bit. I can't remember what the name of it is because he changed it. He had his daughter to it. He changed the name of it, but his podcast was really good as well. About the same principles. And the book is not new, so it's at every public library. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to cost you anything. Amazon, you can probably get it for $5 used.
Yeah, I got mine for like 10. I think I got hardback though.
Oh, see?
Yeah. It's like small. It's like a little a little square joint.
Yeah, and it's a reference manual. Yeah. If you've ever wondered, how do I get my word out more effectively? How do I reach people? And how do I build my social media platform, my means of communication with people so I can be heard? Start with this book. Before you get into people, this is how you attract followers on Instagram, 1,000 likes, all these tricks to building up, social media followings. Read this book first. Yeah. It will basically give you knowledge and principles that can be applied to anything.
Definitely.
So that's number 4. We'll take a break and we'll be right back. All right. What's up, everybody? Here to let y'all know, we got a brand new 7-inch available on the weightless.net web store right now. The name of the record is Let Us Pray, and it's by the Thermites out of Reno, Nevada, featuring myself, Blueprint on a Rhymes. As you can see, we're dealing with some beautiful clear vinyl right here. The A side of the record is the vocal version. The B side of the record is the instrumental version. And just so you know, there's only 500 copies of this record, and I've only been given 50 to sell total. That means that if you want one of these records, you better act fast. This is the Let Us Pray 7-inch, available exclusively at weightless.net. Get yours before they run out. Peace.
To us, but to them, it's really small. I guess we still need faith like Biggie Smalls. Enjoy the quiet and meditate. Silence the mind, thinking of a better day. Let go of yesterday. Give thanks to the sun for another day. Let us pray.
Man.
Super Tony Top work.
Yeah.
Back. The Undefeated Podcast. Never taken an L.
Right.
We just keep winning every week.
Yeah.
You know, here we go. The definitive book list continues. Book number 5 is one I don't think we have discussed on the show.
No.
But I want to throw it on here just due to the current climate that we're in. Book number 5 is How to Shoot Video That Doesn't Suck. And it's by Steve Stockman.
I gotta get this one too. I haven't read this one.
Yeah, this is a basic book about video production. It's written in layman's fucking terms.
I mean, the title alone, you know what I'm saying? It's like, this can't be technical.
No. It's so layman, but it's genius.
Yeah.
And the reason I want to put it on this list is because we are now in the video era.
Yes, very much so.
You know, if you're an artist, business, video is the number one thing that's getting engagement now. You look at Instagram, you look at Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Video is the medium.
Yes.
Not saying, I mean, audio is still doing its thing.
Right.
But shit, video is getting some eyes on it. And so many people don't shoot video because they don't have professionals to shoot for them.
Right.
Man, I can't afford to buy that camera.
I can't get a red.
No, man. I only got $200. I only got an iPhone. They think that having an iPhone is a curse.
Nah,
but
bro.
the only reason they shoot bad video on their iPhone because they just ain't been taught the simple principles of video.
Right.
How to shoot video that doesn't suck is the name of the book for a reason.
Yeah.
So no matter what level you are of artist, no matter what level, you know, you aspire to be, I say start reading this book. It's a simple fucking book. It's 150, 200 pages. It's at every public library. I've seen it. When it came out, it was at the public library. I was like, holy shit, this book is here. I think I saw it on Amazon. It's everywhere, and it's super popular for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, and as two guys who use video very much in our promotional strategies, I don't think you can't maximize your career without video. And so please invest in this book and read the principles. It'll be shit that you can apply to make your phone video look great, whatever camera you got, because it focuses on basic fundamentals like lighting, sound, you know, simple shit, shot composition for anybody. And so that's number 5.
Adding it to my list right now.
Okay, my man. You probably know everything that's in it, but it's probably good. Your son probably would love it.
Yeah, I might do that
because he's getting up on the video.
Yeah,
shit.
that is a move.
Yeah,
about to get my order on for him.
You know,
about to happen.
Yeah, and so yeah, that's How to Shoot Video That Doesn't Suck, and it's by Steve Stockman.
Word.
That's number 5. Okay, number 6 book.
We've mentioned this. I mean, I don't think we go a month without mentioning this book.
This might be the official book of this podcast.
It might be. It might be.
Because I feel like we pub this book up a lot because we live by this book.
Yeah, man.
The number 6 book on our definitive book list is The Power of Less by Leo Babauta. This book is a classic.
Goodness.
Changed my life.
Changed mine too. My wife had me buy her own copy.
Word?
Just so she could have it.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those books, man. Leo Babauta had a Zen Habits blog that was massive for many years before this. This was his first book, but he had a Zen Habits blog that was huge. And I used to read that a lot, which is how I heard about this book. And the book delivers. The book is basically about how doing more is actually making you less productive.
Yes.
The perception is that, okay, if I do more, if I'm involved in more, if I got more fucking, things going, then at the end of the day, I'll achieve more. This book is about streamlining what you want to do, what you set out to do every day, every week, every month, so that you're focused on the things that have the biggest impact.
Yeah. Maximizing success.
Yes. And not just being busy.
Right.
Because we can be very busy anytime.
And not be doing shit.
Facts. Easy to be busy.
Yeah.
Hard to get shit done.
Right.
Yeah. So I had a year. This book changed. I want to say it was 2017, summer 2017 or 2016. No, it was end of 2016 going to 2017. I had too many projects, and I had this book, and I was like, maybe just read this book. I was stressed out. I had 7 things that were significant, that were projects that would take at least 6 months to a year to complete. 7 of them.
Yeah.
I read this book. I was like, oh, okay.
Don't need you.
Yeah.
You're out of here.
You out of here. I had to make some calls, man. Hey, bro, I know what I said I was going to do. I'm sorry.
My bad.
I'm not going to be able to do that.
Right.
I want to do that. But the problem is I got too much on my plate. It was the first time in my entire career I actually admitted to having too much on my plate.
Yeah.
And I couldn't admit it because of my pride. And then I read this book and I was like, nah, man, this book is right.
Yeah.
Every time that I've actually focused on top 2 or 3 things and done them consistently and had a clear priority, everything got done.
Yep.
But anytime I just start taking on projects like, oh, that ain't shit, I can do that off the side of my desk. It ain't no problem. I'll do this too. I'll do that too. Nothing gets done.
Nothing gets done.
And so this book changed me. Since this book has come into my life, I've just gotten so much shit done.
Yeah.
By choosing less though.
Choosing less and focusing on it.
Yeah.
1 or 2 things and schedule it out so you have dedicated time to each thing. You'll knock the shit out. And then you can move on to other stuff. There's nothing wrong with having a long list of shit you want to accomplish.
Right.
But you got to focus on 1 or 2 things at a time.
Yes.
You can't focus on 12 things
that
you want to do in a year. You know what I'm saying? Each of them takes a year to do. Come on.
Man, I made that mistake.
Yeah.
Never again. I was just stressed out.
Yeah.
Just like, yo, I'm disappointed in everybody. I got all these projects and it was fucking with my confidence. And I read this book. I'm like, wait a minute. What would happen if I just did what this book said for a year or 2?
Yeah.
That's when I got my movie done. You know what I mean? That's when I got Two-Headed Monster done. Went on tour, had a great tour, didn't worry about nothing else but that shit. Then came back. I stopped working on the property I had. Like, yo, I'm letting this go for a minute. I'll get back to that at the end. Then I sold that, and I just been moving and grooving ever since I read this book.
Yeah.
And I'm a person who's prone to take on too much shit. And this book really allows you to prioritize things properly. And I cannot recommend it highly enough.
It's a beautiful book.
Beautiful book. Easy read.
Easy read.
Come on, man.
Like kind of step-by-step instructions of how to, declutter your life.
Yes.
It's a beautiful book. I mean, he even talks about stopping smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, that was one of the things that helped me stop smoking.
Dope. That's dope. Shit, I should buy this book for other people who smoke. Just
yeah,
like, hey,
man.
This unintended side effect.
Yeah, it's a whole fucking chapter.
Yeah.
On smoking.
Yeah. It's just so dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally have this book upstairs. So we own this book.
Yes.
Some of these books I got from the library, took them back. Some of my own because they're just reference manuals. This is one. So that's number 6. Book number 7 on this list. Classic. Book number 7 is Richest Man in Babylon by George Samuel Clason.
Beautiful book. Written beautifully.
Yes.
The story is so relatable.
Come on.
Man, oh man, such a good book.
It's fucking incredible.
Such a good book.
It's like reading the Bible.
Yep.
But the style of writing is biblical.
Yeah.
But then just like the stories are so universal.
So good.
The book, The Richest Man in Babylon, is basically about the financial principles that allow you to have financial freedom.
Yes.
It's not no hoity-toity complex shit. It ain't a financial book in terms of this is how you calculate this and then you carry this and then you do that and you do this at this rate. It's not even about that. it's about the principles that you have to have in order to escape, financial, servitude.
Told in a great story.
Yes.
It's a beautiful story.
It's almost like because this is the other one, the Who's Moved My Cheese story, but a metaphor. This one's just a straight up story.
Yeah.
And it's incredible, man.
Yes.
Like reading this book, I was already on my journey, towards getting my life where I wanted to be. This book just put it over the top. It was like, oh, hell yeah.
This is what you do?
Yeah. You put the book down, amp, like, I'm about to attack this thing. But it's inspiring.
Yes, it is.
And it makes you don't feel like you're really reading a financial book when you read this book.
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
It's just jewel after jewel after jewel. He breaks it down. It's just, it's amazing.
Yes.
And if you're someone who feels like maybe some of the financial stuff you see here is a little too technical, or you feel like maybe people are being too specific and you're trying to learn, okay, I got to learn the nuances of this and the nuances of that. Start with this book.
Oh man, so good.
Because no matter what your financial level is, whether you make $10 an hour, $20 an hour, you're a salaried person, this book will help you.
It will. Because
it's not necessarily about how much you make. It's about the investments. It's about how you prepare for the future. But first and foremost, about your mentality.
Yes.
You got to have the right mentality.
Yes, or you can't do nothing.
Can't do nothing. And it shows you the differences of how certain people handle certain things and how the richest man in Babylon became the richest man in Babylon.
Yeah.
People want to know. And the book is about him kind of breaking down how he got his bag.
Yeah.
How he fattened his purse. But it's a classic. That's number 7. And we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Word.
What up, everybody? Blueprint here to let you guys know that all 3 of my books are finally back in stock. That means right here, What a Night. This book is back in stock. It's $10. This is a book about the worst shows of my career. That's 10. Word is Blog Volume 1 is back in stock. That's $10. And also, The Making of the Adventures in Counterculture. This book is about my Adventures in Counterculture album. If you have the album, you love the album, you should have the book too. That's $10. All 3 of these books are back in stock for $10 each, or you can get all 3 of them for just $25 right now on waitlist.net. That's all I got today. Thanks for your support. Peace.
Super duty. Tough work.
Yeah.
Once again.
Back in the building.
Cannot be stopped.
Word.
We're down to the last 3 joints, y'all. The definitive book list. 2020. Super duty. Get you on your job. You know what I'm saying? Read something. Read something. You know what I'm saying? Feed your brain. So, number 8 on the super duty definitive book list is the 22 immutable laws of branding.
It's like the art of war.
For branding. It really is. Such a dope book.
The reference book.
Yeah, another reference book. This is a book that you can pick up at any time.
Anytime.
And it breaks down principles that really will help you understand branding. We did an episode about branding, but this book has inspired me tremendously. So each chapter is broken down into a law. And so they go through all of these laws, and at each law, they give you business examples of why this thing is the truth and why you can't escape it. And many of the issues we've had in our careers have been because we didn't read this book.
Right. Too late.
Yeah. And so an example of this is like the number 1 law, the law of expansion. The law of expansion says that whenever you create more like, whenever you expand your brand and create more like line extensions. So a line extension would be like, okay, you're Coke. Then you create Diet Coke, Coke number 3.
Yeah, Cherry Coke.
Yeah. Classic Coke. You know what I'm saying? Like all of those times you expand your brand, you actually weaken the main brand.
Yep, you thin it out.
You thin it out. And so you become less successful, but people do it because of the allure of the other shit. And what it says is like, what's successful isn't saying Diet Pepsi, Diet Coke, you know what I'm saying, Cherry Coke. What's successful is just saying, is creating a whole new name for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying we're gonna do Coke root beer or whatever.
Right.
Or it's RC Cola. Instead of just saying Mr. Pibb.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Pibb is more successful than
right.
You know what I'm saying? The Coke version of, you know what I'm saying, root beer. But if you don't know that as an artist, you'll create 100 different things.
Different spinoffs.
Yeah. Thinking that they make you stronger, but you violate the law of expansion. Now, the number 2 law in here, this is another example, is the law of contraction. Meaning that whenever you get more focused, more narrow in what you do, the stronger your brand becomes.
Right.
You know, because you start to carve out space in the marketplace or in people's minds for that thing. Now, a lot of times, as artists, we don't want to hear that.
Nah, we don't want to constrict. You know what I'm saying?
But I can do everything.
I can do it all, bro.
Dog, I'm versatile. I can do everything. What, and a lot of it is our ego, but we have to be honest here, man. When you start really looking at these examples that they lay out and these business studies, and you start seeing the numbers behind it, and
this is real.
This is real. It's a simple book. Like you said, it's the art of war for branding. And I recommend this book to everybody who's an artist. I've owned it like twice. You know, I give copies away. I let people borrow. They don't come back. And so, you know, I just keep buying it because I need to reference it sometimes whenever I'm having those moments of confusion in my career.
Yeah.
When I'm thinking about doing something and I'm like, should I do it this way? Should I do it that way? Like, nah. What would the book say?
It's one of those books too where you can look back on your career. Like, we've had long careers. You can look back and be like, that's where I fucked up.
Yes.
You be reading like, oh, that's why that didn't work.
Yep. Totally. Yeah, I had the same thing when I read it. Like, oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I blew that.
Yeah, mess that one up.
Wish I had known. Why didn't nobody give me this book?
Right.
You see, and that's what we're here for, folks. Because you don't need to repeat the same mistakes that we made.
Right.
This book will protect you from yourself.
Yeah.
So, 22 Immutable Laws of Branding. You know, Ries and Laura Ries. Dope book. They've got another book called 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing as well.
Oh, okay.
I own that one too. That one's dope as well. But man, this one, if you're an artist or whatever you do, creative type, you have to read this book.
Yeah, if you have a brand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Read that book, man. That's number 8. Book number 9. Now, I don't physically have this book anymore, but this book was super duper inspiring. It's called Do It Marketing, and it's by David Newman.
Okay.
This book was basically like a almanac of promotional techniques and strategies.
Yeah, see, I never read this one. I never read this one.
I picked it up randomly at the library, and I was like, when I was just reading heavily business books, and man, it kind of fucked me up because every chapter was just like bang, 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 bang. I was like, damn, I ain't doing none of this shit.
I'm fucking up.
I'm losing out here. But it's very simple. It's written with humor, you know, and just a real a lighthearted tone. Makes it such an easy read, and the chapters are only like 2 pages, if I remember correctly, in this book, Do It Marketing by David Newman. And it's just stuff that can be applied to anything we do. I read this around the same time I read Platform, and they're complementary. They don't talk about the same things. Like, the Do It Marketing is specifically about like ways to market, ways to get word out, creative ideas that you could apply to no matter what you're selling your product or service is, music, whatever, cooking, whatever you do. This book will give you ideas to become better at it. Easy read and easy choice.
Word.
Last joint. And this is one we've talked about on here before.
Classic.
Yes. And this book is, none of these books are even really about art.
No.
You know, but I believe that they will help you more in art than the ones that are actually about art.
Right.
And so this book is called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. And it's by Richard.
And
Carlson.
it's all small stuff.
And it's all small stuff. Yep. Simple ways to keep the little things from taking over your life. This book was, I think I bought this book for like $2. This is the second copy of this I bought. Best $2 I ever spent in my motherfucking life.
It's a good one.
I ain't gonna lie. Like, it's short. It's a small, compact book. Each chapter is no more than 2 pages. And so it's so small. So like the chapters are probably 500 words at
maybe
the most.
Yeah.
And it's like every one of these chapters is about like, well, I guess it's 100 ways, you know, lessons, stories, principles that help you just kind of live a more relaxed, chill life.
Yeah.
Man, help you become more grateful, not get riled up about certain things. And it's done in such a cool fucking way.
Yeah. It's real easy read too.
Yeah.
Real easy read.
Like as you mentioned earlier, like I used to keep this book at the merch table on tour.
Yep.
So when I was at stage, it would be right there with all my shit. So when people on stage and I'm feeling nervous about whether people are coming out, the door's open, and I'm like, man, is anybody come let me read this? Because I'm starting to sweat the small stuff over here. I'm starting to get nervous.
Yep.
Damn, I hope people come out. Or I hope people buy merch. Or I just didn't want to feel like that weird, you know, anxiety comes with the unknown. I think you can't control.
Right.
And this book is one of the dopest books I've ever read, period. It's simple. You can put it in any bag, anywhere, throw it in your car.
Yeah.
You can read it when you stopped at in traffic.
Yeah, I'm at work.
It's perfect for that, man. It's not anything where people will be all in your business. It's just a good, lighted, dope book.
Yeah.
You know, and really, it's probably perfect for your studio.
Yeah, it is.
You know, I've never put it in my studio, but now I'm thinking about it, like, yo, this should probably just be in your studio. Read a chapter of this and just create freely and see how it hits you.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, this book is a classic.
Yeah, dope.
So that's it.
That's it.
That's the definitive Super Duty Tough Work book list for 2020. And I hope y'all took some notes. If you're on YouTube, you know, naturally you'll be able to look at the titles there in the description of the video over there. If you're on YouTube, if you ain't subscribed yet, subscribe to your boys.
Hit that button.
Come on.
Hit it.
Hit us up. Subscribe, man. Support your family. And let me read them back real quick. Number 1 was The Power Broke by David John. Number 2 was The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Number 3 was Who Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson. Number 4, Platform by Michael Hyatt. Number 5, How to Shoot Video That Doesn't Suck by Steve Stockman. Number 6, The Power of Less by Leo Babauta. Number 7, The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. Number 8, 22 Immutable Laws of Branding by Ries and Laura Ries. Number 9, Do It Marketing by David Newman. And number 10, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff by Richard Carlson.
Yes.
Hope y'all got something out of this, and we'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to Super Duty Tough Work. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Follow the podcast on SoundCloud. Peace.
Same thing if you're an artist. Same thing
That's more complex that nobody know about.
This book
I mean, Super Duty Tough Work.
many examples, history.